Good evening, good afternoon, bonsoir, buenas noches to investors in North and South America. Ohayo gozaimasu. 안녕하세요, 各位早晨. Good morning to investors in Asia. Buonanotte, buenas noches, good night to investors in Europe and Africa. I'm Daniel Yu speaking from Hong Kong. It's 10th April here and 9th April in Wall Street. This time, I have 4 main points to talk about. Number 1, how to read the interest rate possibility charts. Number 2, market outlook. Number 3, stock recommendations. Number 4, Russian-Ukraine conflict. Subscribe, like and share. Remember to click the bell please. Watch our playlist again so as to grasp the continuous trend of the market and refresh your mind. In response to requests of investors, this time I will talk about how to read the target rate outlook chart. In the news or commentaries, we often heard that the chance of reaching interest rate of next FOMC meeting is of whatsoever percentage, but how it comes. So we have to enter the CME Fed Watch 2 website. CME Group owns the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, Chicago Board of Trade, New York Mercantile Exchange, and the Commodity Exchange. The trading code in Nasdaq is CME and is one of the recommended stocks of this week. Even though the exchange house is in Chicago, but speculators can be in New York, such as the London Metal Exchange is purchased by the Hong Kong Exchange. But investors need not come to Hong Kong and actually still trade in London, and investors are from all over the world. So even the name of CME bears Chicago, but investors are from every part of the world, including New York and your city. Thus, when we enter into the website, the first thing we can see is the countdown of next FOMC meeting as this in the day, hour, minute, and second. It is specially designed for forecasting the Fed rate by trading of futures, and you can have your language choice like this. So when we scroll down, even if you choose the language is English or whatsoever language, the months are shown in Chinese. The coming meeting is highlighted, which is the decision date of 3rd May 2023, and this year is in white wallpaper of 14th June, 26th July, 20th September, 1st November, and 13th December, while the following are shaded wallpaper of 2024. If you cannot read Chinese, never mind, just click the icon of possibilities and you can see the meeting schedule. Altogether, there are 8 meetings in a year. Talking about the possibilities of 3rd of May, we can see the heading is current rate at 475 to 500, and the left column is the same, and this is the possibilities of keeping interest rate at 475 to 500 unchanged is 29.6%, and right column shows the interest rate is 500 to 525 is 70.4%, slightly higher and no more possibilities can offer. So we scroll down and can see there is a column highlighted now, and we can see there are only 2 possibilities for trading, which is 475 to 500 and 29.6%, and 500 to 525 is 70.4%, and we can see that in case of 525 to 550 and 550 to 575 are of 0%. When we go further, we can see the possibilities of 1 day, 1 week, and 1 month are all listed. Then we can click on the icon of compare, and you can know how the current possibilities in comparison with the previous. On the leftmost group, you can see 3 columns. They are all of current rate of 475 to 500. The first one is in deep blue color is current possibilities at 30.00%. The second column of lighter color is April 6 at 50.79%. The third column is at March 30th at 51.59%. So investors can read the second group of 500 to 525, third group of 525 to 500, and the fourth group on March 7th of 550 to 575 is just 22.37%. So let's move the cursor back to the icon current and move the FOMC meeting date to 14th June, and we can see 3 columns. The right column is the highest, which is 66.0 at 500 to 525. Middle column is at 475 to 500, and left column is at 1.4% of 450 to 475. Then we further move the cursor to FOMC meeting of 26th July and can see 4 columns, and the highest is still 475 to 500 or 50.8%. which means the rate in July still will be kept unchanged as now, and the other possibilities are lower. However, changes can be seen in the FOMC of 20th September. There are 5 columns here, and the column of 450 to 475 is the highest, which is of 41.6%. That means people bet on September the rate cut will start for 25 base points, and the second highest ratio is 36.4% of 475 to 500, which is kept unchanged, and for 50 base points of 425 to 450 is at 13.3%. So when we carry on to the FOMC meeting of 31st January, the highest possibility is 35.2% of 400 to 425 base points, and investors can carry on the further possibilities like this. Now we come to another icon of possibilities, and when you enter, you can see all the possibilities listed. So let's see what will happen by the end of this year, which is at the 30th December 2023. The highest possibility of interest rate is 425 to 450 at the rate of 36.1%, and if the current interest of 475 to 500 kept unchanged till that time, the chance is just 6.5%. The lower table is the total possibilities. Starting from the left, the first column is the FOMC meeting days, the second column is the countdown, the third column easy means the chance of cutting interest rate, fourth column is kept unchanged rate, and fifth height is the raising of interest rate. We can see the change is at 20th September, where the rate of easy is 56.65%, higher than 35.15% of no change. The first time surpassed the rate. Therefore, news said the rate cut may start in September. So we carry on the icon of historical, and you can see numerous lines showing the past trend. In the historical icon, there are files you can download as well as the prior highs, and you can study well during the weekends. Then we go to the icon of dot chart, and it has been explained in video 24 at 2023-0327. Investors can refer to it easily. When we click further on the icon of table, we can see the dot chart data is presented in form of a table. That's for the whole year of 2023. Altogether, there are 10 members forecasting the midpoint of interest rate is 5.125%. Mind that the date of issue of dot chart is on 22nd March. The icon of dashboard is for all other products like bonds, energy, and metal. The most important thing of reading these charts is that they are changing every day, every hour, every minute, every second, and every millisecond, even in Good Friday holiday. So investors need to spend a whole weekend to study all the previous charts thoroughly. In addition, we have the electronic handouts on interest rate and a series of 14 teaching videos endowed with all-in-one data of major central banks of the world and their interest rate record. The study of investment is more than a degree course in the university and probably equals to a PhD course. Don't think it is just clicking icons in the computer. It should have a spirit of ever onward and never backward to overcome all adversities ahead. The more data you have, the deeper analysis you can have, or else it will be just a blind man touching an elephant. As for market outlook, 3 major indices are in narrow range, but the USD index is going downward prominently. Nasdaq Composite, after breaking the watershed of 12105, is now forming a drawback of the inverted head and shoulders. No recent record high, but still above average lines, and last closing price is 12087. Anyway, transforming from bear market stage 3 to bull market stage 1, that is from Ursa Minor to Ursa Major pattern. S&P is moving in a horizontal platform upward towards the watershed of 4189. Last closing price is 4105. Dow Jones already said we'll go back to the rectangular platform and aiming at watershed of 34392. Last closing price is 33485, a little nearer, but already said after the clear and bright festival of April 5th, things are prominent. We can see this from the USD index that is under the pressure of Ichimoku Car, and 250 SMA is moving from uptrend to downtrend, but rate high cycle is going to end soon. Rate cut will occur in next few months, such as recommended in the US Stock Express. Gold and oil related stocks all burst up. OR has been rising sharply since the awakening of hibernation. MUX even started rising in last month. Before that, AU rises later, but nearly all in white candlesticks. AGI still goes up while market retreats. And GLLD, the rise is not as quick as others. For energy stocks, Normally they are in same direction with gold, and the production cut of petroleum would last for a certain period. XOM has a jumping gap, better wait for refilling to buy. CVX also have a gap, should wait for a better time to buy. OXY, the filling of the gap is going to an end, watch carefully. COP is about to buy also. While for conservative buyers can buy CME growth, that is the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, for the platform is moving upward, and the best time to buy is before the advent of bull market. Or buy the ADP, which is known as the little non-farm, as it dropped to the previous support of reformation of the index. Please refer to the US Stock Express on 2023-0406. As for employment report of Good Friday, non-farm payroll is still considered in strong state, even lowered from 326K to 236K, as the ADP already shown great drop on Wednesday. Originally, the target rate of May FOMC meeting was forecast to be kept unchanged, but after the employment report, now is aiming at a height of 25 base points, but we still have to wait for the CPI on April 12th and PCE on April 28th. For unemployment is low from 3.6% to 3.5%, still at the lowest level since 1969, the landing of the moon. As for Russian-Ukraine conflict, from February to July 2022, Russia gained advance every week, but suspended in August, and with effective from September, Ukraine is in counter-attack, but progress is quite slow. Because they do not have air supremacy, even news of peace talks were heard since January this year, but no progress as said, and it is the particular of the rapid year. After the winter triangle of Orion in late 2022, stock market grew better and Russia stepped backward just a little. With effective from May the 5th start of summer to June 21st, the longest day, after the Battle of Stalingrad in Bakhmut, there will be a battle of bulk, of duel intense, and let's see how the peace talks can come out. Whosoever can win in the duel, whosoever can be in charge of peace talk. So again, subscribe, share and like, please. Sayonara, auf Wiedersehen, adieu, bye bye, see you next week.